doing that. What's good, everybody? Welcome in. We are just hours away, 3 hours to be exact, before the end of an era, the end of John Cena's career at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. And I know, producer man, I left it on there for a reason. I despise my old background. So we're going to promote another show that I do, a little SiriusXM Pro Wrestling 24/7. Now, over the course of the next 45 minutes to 60, on Mondays, a little different than on Thursdays on Stadium. I'll bring Vince in a second, but we're talking about Cena, Mercedes Moné, AEW, and coincidence between WWE and JCW. I'm going to ask Vince to just clarify and clear things up. So let's bring in the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. He is everywhere and setting records on views all over YouTube. The man, the creative genius behind JCW, russosbrand.com. What's up, my good friend?
Hey, Coach, I also want to add, I think you'll be proud of me. I actually won a little parlay yesterday. Coach. I was happy
You did.
That yesterday.
Who did you bet on yesterday?
I gave the points with the Bills, and I took the Bears to win.
Smart. Really, really smart. Mikey P, that, he's a big part of the brand now. He's a Bears fan, and I don't even know how you'd react. Producer man, can you just let me know when you have it? Can you grab the full screen that Mikey made for himself today? I need to show you what is going on at our brand, because I need to give you the chance to exit stage left if you need to, or you can understand where we are headed. Now on Mondays, we like to take things as they come. So how can you see the chat right now? You see it popping already?
Yeah, man, that's great. I love it. And that's how you could become part of this show. And we love you guys to be a part of this show, because a lot of times you guys will bring a different spin, or you'll bring things to our attention that maybe Coach and I didn't think about that. You could do that through a super sticker or a donation for $5 or over, and we will pull you up on the screen. But how do they get on the Wheel of Doom, Coach?
Well, they get on the Wheel of Doom by a super sticker that is $10 or more. We do it every single Thursday. We give away a brand new piece of merch. And Vince, we are dropping 3 new merch items this week. So nice. They'll have their choice. They can do Mamby Pamby. We're gonna have, how I always say I'm petty machete whenever we make little comments that maybe we shouldn't make all the time. That's being kind of petty. It's being kind of petty. Yeah, but we're petty machete. Yeah. That's coming out. We got one for Big Tommy C, for Gazy.
Nice.
That's coming out.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, he's becoming what happens when a little unexpected somebody becomes like a heartthrob, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Well, when you said unexpected, I was thinking talent-wise, and then I'm saying to myself, no, if you know Tommy, that wasn't unexpected, but a heartthrob?
I'm telling you, people are lighting up his DMs. They're lighting up his DMs. They are. So we have it loaded, Vince. So I love the crew. I love giving opportunities for people who buy into the brand, who understand it's going to take a long time to really get to where we want to go. But this is one of our main people now. Producer man, if you don't mind. That is a Chicago Bears onesie on Mikey P, as he is put himself in front of other Bears and the head coach, bragging about being 7-3 for the first time in like 10 or 15 years. Your thoughts?
Well, listen, I've got to give him credit for his fandom. I mean, for him to go out on the limb and actually wear that and put that picture up in public, Coach, I got to put him over for that. That takes a set of what I like to call Spaldings. That takes a set of Spaldings. I got to put it over, Coach.
All right, I did not expect that. Right now, Mikey P is doing this.
Enjoying the show.
Yeah, you're damn right I'm enjoying the show. All right, so Vince, I got several topics we got to get into. By the way, for you football fans, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, brand new episode of the Monday Night Grind, Cowboys Raiders tonight. You'll want to tune in for that. So Vince, before I even get into Raw, before I even get into what's going to happen tonight at Madison Square Garden, my favorite arena, I feel like I need the sounder right from the jump. today because I'm still working on my own soundboard. I'm going to have my own soundboard the next week or two, but I need your sounder if you don't mind.
Yeah, you got it, Coach. Here we go.
Okay. So here it is. Here, I'm going to lay it out. You find a young superstar, a whippersnapper, if you would, and you say, you know what? On JCW, an organization that's been around for well over 20 years, that we're rebuilding, the creativity off the charts, setting record with views. And you decide, Vince, to put the rocket ship on the back of one Matt Cardona. But then just moments later, days later, what happens? Oh, he just happens to be the mystery opponent to take on L.A. Knight. Woo, woo, woo. Last Friday night on SmackDown. Now, coincidence? I think not. But I wanted to come to the face, to the voice, to the man behind it all. Is that a coincidence, Vince, or not?
Well, Coach, I want to say this first. I'm ecstatic for Matt because, man, I was watching, some of the interviews afterwards and whatnot, and he was ecstatic. I mean, he was so happy to be back. He got a great reception. I'm over the moon for him. You know, his wife is there. Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world for Matt. So I am thrilled to death. I am happy for him. However, as he stated, I think it's been 5 years since we saw Matt Cardona on, WWE. And I just kind of found it a little comical that literally a week or two after we put the JCW championship belt on Matt Cardona, that he is given a little jingle by the WWE. I thought that was a little fascinating.
And I thought it was a little bit, I'll go ahead and say the word rude for the announcers as they're putting over the indie god, the indie king.
Yes.
Not to put over the JCW world champion?
Especially not to let him go out there with the belt.
What are we doing?
Yeah, maybe
that would have been the first thing.
Maybe we need to put the belt on Miss Monet. How about that?
Whoa. Stop it right there. Because that would mean we'd have to get an extra body to carry out the extra belt, and that would make the whole set fall down.
Yeah. I popped so hard when you said that was the last thing I was expecting. I popped so hard.
Now, I want to be very clear so I don't get more heat with Tony Khan, because I love you, Tony. We love you, but you got to let us respond to this stuff because it's just too good not to. So make sure you quote me, dirt sheets, quote the whole quote, not just where I'm starting right here. Vince, this is the problem sometimes when you have an indie show and they go out of their way to try to show her respect, which is what they were doing. But when you have those curtains that you see like in a hotel ballroom and the wind blows just a little bit and, then somebody's foot get caught on it, it was almost like one of those Saturday Night Live skits that you can't really believe was real.
Yeah.
Producer man, if you don't mind, can we roll that in just so everybody who's watching right now can see what we're talking about? This was at the house, I believe it's called House of Glory in Brentwood, New York. And she was coming out for her main event. She's grassroots. Here we go. Feeling the vibe. Oh, we've got a video screen. That's awesome. Here comes 1 belt, 2 belt, 3 belt, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, yeah. Let's go. 10, 11. Oh, no. She walks on the curtains and like a champ. Doesn't even phase her. Not for 1 second. Vince, your take.
God, there's a lot of things about this. First of all, Coach, Brentwood, Long Island, literally 20 minutes from where I grew up.
Wow.
I know Brentwood, Long Island very well. Listen, there's a couple of things we have to look at here.
Okay.
And, let's give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Little indie promotion trying to do her right.
Yes.
And, well, she no-sold it. but I'm real curious of what happened after the fact.
Oh, she's pissed. I don't know this, but she's pissed.
I know,
is
Coach.
pissed.
Yeah, I know. She no-sold it, which was great. But afterwards, I can't imagine for a second she was too pleased with the promoter.
I thought from that perspective, they've got to be ecstatic, because where else are they going to get millions and millions of views?
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're getting from this show and every other show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for them. If they would have done it on purpose, I would have clapped for them. I'd have been like, hey, well done. This is how you make a viral moment.
Yeah, I really wish I knew the nooks and crannies of this, relationship with all these promotions giving her the belts. Now, we've talked about this in the past, Coach. If Tony is giving these promotions a payday, great. I mean, if I'm a small promoter and Tony Khan's going to give me 10 grand a month for Miss Mone to have my belt, I think that's great. But like, if that's not the case, come on, let's face it, however many belts she has, these promotions aren't really, they're not getting, there's too many titles. This is what I mean with Tony, playing the role of writer. Tony, when there's this many, they don't mean anything. You don't know what these titles are. None of these titles are getting over. So again, like I said, man, if he's paying promotions to put the belt on her, that's one thing. If he's not, I really don't understand the point of it.
This was belt number 13.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, how you say they don't mean anything, that's beyond me. I'll try to understand that. However, when I look at what WWE does with AAA, and whenever their person comes out, they announce them as that double champ. Do you know how long it would take, Vince, to announce 13 promotions?
Yeah.
But to me, there's ways of doing it. There's ways of putting it over, because they love to put it over in interviews. They love to put it over in, hey, 2 weeks ago, Vince, she was in Mexico, United States, and Canada in 3 days.
Right.
There's not a lot of talent that will do that.
That's right.
I'll give her flowers.
Right.
But at some point, even if you're Tony Khan and you feel like we're doing them a solid, you're not, unless you're helping them get over. Because the more of these young promotions, you're in JCW. Does it not help you to get outside attention?
Well, that was the whole reason for putting the belt on Matt Cardona. We know all the promotions he's working, and part of the conversation was he was going to take our belt everywhere. Now, if he had 13 belts, I don't know if that would have been as appealing to us.
You just brought up something very interesting. She had those 13 belts in Long Island. Who travels those?
I was thinking the same thing. I hope she's not. I can't believe for a second she's responsible for those.
Oh, not a chance. I would be like, hey, if we're going to do this, you're going to have somebody with a suitcase, but then if you send them UPS now you're risking losing them.
I know. I would love to know the arrangement behind this. We'll never find that out, but I would love to know what it is exactly.
Okay. The King says you now have a problem with Tommy Dreamer. This is his promotion. Tommy owns House of Glory?
I think he does, actually. But yeah, I think he does. It may have been named something else at some point. And Brentwood, Long Island. Tommy's a Long Island
that would
kid.
Make sense.
It might be. It might be. Yeah.
We literally, King, we just put them over. We said this would have been an amazing thing for attention.
Yeah.
I didn't say it happens. The guy stepped on. It's not Tommy's fault. The guy stepped on the curtain as he was walking through. They probably just should have opened it a little bit more. But in wrestling, and this is the other thing you guys have to understand, it's not serious. Yeah. Wrestling's not supposed to be serious. It's supposed to be dramatic sometimes, funny sometimes, but it's never supposed to be super serious at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So this was just a lot of fun. All right, we have our first, I call them double wheel of doom participant.
Wow.
Zubar Talk TV says, would love to be seen as last Raw on MSG, being from New York, but these prices are too high compared to when I got my first MSG ticket years ago. It's at least $500 increased. Rather save for Christmas gifts, plus the show may suck too. Well, there's always that. But that's becoming an issue, Vince, because not only are they expensive, but he's right. we're getting Thanksgiving's next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Holidays are coming.
Yeah.
You buy your Christmas gifts, and remember it used to be the day they would buy the Christmas gifts as stocking stuffers tickets to go during the holiday week.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
That was everything.
Yeah.
That was everything. I used to, when I did house shows, I loved that week in between. Loved it. You always do the day after Christmas all the way up to New Year's Eve. 1, 2, 3, that's 6 shows. All sold out, or they used to be all sold out. It was so much fun. I think it's Zabari. Good luck on the Wheel of Doom. You need to be watching live on Thursday. We're on at 11 a.m. Eastern time. We usually spin the wheel around 12:15, 12:20, something like that. All right. So Mercedes Moné, 13 and counting, which brings us to tonight at Madison Square Garden. Because Vince, all kidding aside, this is the home of the WWE. And John Cena, if he has a match tonight, or he already has had the most matches in the history of the WWE on Raw, 545 matches in his Raw career. He used to be a workhorse.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. There's only 52 Raws a year.
That's amazing.
A year.
That's amazing. A testament to him without a shadow of a doubt. Amazing.
1,000%.
Yep.
If he would have done a match every week on Raw, it would have taken him 10 straight years every single week to get to this number.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that. That's incredible. Incredible. So what do you think his mentality is tonight after last week? I still will contend that they did not get their money's worth out of the Boston Raw for Cena, giving him the Intercontinental title, and then we don't see him again for the rest of the night. I know you would have done things differently. Let's predict the future here tonight, just like we did last week. To the T. What do you think happens tonight, Vince?
There is no doubt. No doubt. Madison Square Garden. No. Coach, you know what's really sad about this? Let's think about this for a second, and let's just talk as businessmen.
Okay.
There's only 2 dates left, and I really feel like they're trying to get this behind them. I really feel that way. It's like, all right, let's get past the Cena retirement tour. Compared to, can you imagine the number, and I'm talking about the viewing audience, that they could have built up for tonight, for the last appearance, if done the right way? That's what you and I always talk about. They had Boston, then they got MSG, then they have the last show. They had 3 shows where they could have drawn a huge audience. I mean, Coach, when I really think about this, and I really think about the history of the WWE, has there ever been a bigger missed opportunity than Cena's last run? I mean, seriously, we knew about this for a year. We had a year to plan. We could have blown these last 3 weeks out of the water, and we're getting wrestling tournaments.
You need to stop the disrespect right now. Because tonight, you're getting Gunther making his return at Madison Square Garden. Javon Evans, who I'm a big fan of, by the way, but he's young. Not a lot of people know who he is. Solo Sakoa, a mystery opponent, and John Cena to start the show. And you're saying this tournament isn't worth the paper that it's printed on? Stop it. Now, I actually agree with you. That tonight, last week, we didn't know until just an hour or two before. We knew yesterday that John Cena would kick off the show tonight. And I'm hoping, because Triple H has my number 1 all-time MSG moment in wrestling ever. I'll give him his flowers. It was amazing. January 7th, 2002. If you were there, if you're watching right now, you know how great that night was. And he never said a word, which means the storyline leading up to it was phenomenal.
Right.
And that's why this has been a colossal failure for John Cena. There was no storyline. Vince, if it was me and I was Triple H back in January, I would have looked at my writing staff and picked out the best one. Mm-hmm. Whoever's the best one. And I would have been like, you're in charge of the Cena tour. You work with Cena, you don't have to worry about SmackDown, Raw, nothing. Write me the whole year. Back time it, back book it, back all of it. And then you could have had a Rock Brian Gerwitz type of situation where Cena now trusts whoever that is, and they could come up with something creative instead of always making a left turn every time something doesn't work.
Yeah. And again, to always give them a benefit of the doubt, there was a monkey wrench. There's no question about that. But you've got to be able to rebound from that. I mean, stuff's going to happen, man. This is wrestling. Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to not be happy. Somebody's going to be in the doghouse. Something's always going to happen. They did not pivot. That was the problem.
Yeah, they did not believe that after a $40 million payday, The Rock would be like, deuces, I'm not happy with what you're doing. I'll just sit over here on the board of directors, because everybody gets paid $40 million to sit on the board of directors, don't they, Vince?
Yeah.
But here's an example of what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. When you have an opportunity with one of the greatest of all time, and a man that Vince and I respect very much. I traveled with John Cena for many months back when we were both full-time. Vince, when you put out a package with a voiceover from John Cena and you say, for the right to face me, a 16-man tournament, you got to believe that 3 or 4 of those names are gigantic stars.
Yeah.
Am I right? And no disrespect to any of these. Go ahead.
No, the least amount. If it were me, it would have been half. If it were me, it would have been half. Surprises, people that have been around for a while, it would have been half of that if it were me.
At least half of the 16. And he said in his own voice, it could even be people outside of the WWE. Why would you put that into a voiceover if the only one you're going to have, and they did pop, and we love him. You obviously love him, so do I. Matt Cardona. Yeah. That's the only one outside of the WWE. Don't tell me Javon Evans is outside of the WWE. He's an NXT guy. He shows up on their shows every week. So if this is, do you think they did that package hoping they could book somebody, and then at the end of the day, these are the 16 names that they came up with?
Coach, for their sake, I really hope it's this. And I mean that, people think like I want them to fail, but I don't have a horse in the race, Coach. Whether they fail or successful, it really doesn't affect me. But again, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, unless, Coach, that last name is a huge name. And they put all their eggs in one basket with that one name.
But here's the problem. I'm going to throw this back at you, because to me, there have been significant dropping of the balls, multiple balls. And Solo Sakoa is one of those. Solo was in line. He was the guy. It was going to be everybody underneath him. He stood up to Roman Reigns. He stood up to the Usos. He was the guy. For some reason, and I don't know if he's got heat backstage or what, all of a sudden they just stopped booking him. But it's not too late to turn it around. But Vince, if this is a huge name, guess who gets buried in the first round tonight?
1,000%. And again, Coach, we can go back, and they kind of stopped booking Solo when that stuff went down at Rikishi's school. That's when Solo and this is another guy, and I've said this. This is a guy that has taken the ball when given to him and run with it. Yep. When you look at Solo's early promos and his promos today, leaps and bounds. If I'm a writer, this is a guy that has shown me improvement. If he has shown me improvement, he has earned to go to that next level. Mm-hmm. So you are 1,000% correct, Coach.
So I'm going to rip through these real quick, and you tell me a name that's a game changer. And I hate doing this, but we have a job to do, because I have several friends on this list. I want you to put yourself in the writer's room, okay? You're in there, Triple H, you guys are going, okay, here are the names. Rusev, Damian Priest, Sheamus, Shinsuke, Jey Uso, Miz, LA Knight, Zack Ryder, Javon Evans, Gunther, Solo, Carmelo Hayes, Bronson Reed, Penta, Finn Balor. Is there a name where I'm going, I got to stop everything I'm doing and I got to be there for Raw or SmackDown for 4 weeks.
Coach, and I have done this in the past. If I am in the writer's room, I am fighting to take half of those names off because here's what this is where I'm coming from, Coach. If you're going to put a tournament together, I have to believe anybody in that tournament can win this thing. It used to be back in the day with the Royal Rumble, when there are 30 participants and they used to give you the, anybody can win. Yeah, the Brooklyn Brawler's in the Royal. Nah, bro, the Brooklyn Brawler ain't winning the Royal Rumble.
Whoa. I was in 2.
Well,
you're telling me that I didn't have 37 minutes.
With all due respect, Coach. I would really look at what I would look at is, can we buy that any one of these people can be in that last match? That's how I would. And if the answer is no, I'm crossing it out, and we're going outside and we're getting somebody.
Which leads me to my next point. I'm so glad you went there. I think people almost feel like we write a script out because everything flows so nicely, but we don't. We're just really good at this, because to do that, Vince, you would have to have a super deep roster. Yeah. And I've been contending for several months. They're not nearly as deep as some people think that they are. I don't think they have that many to do what you just described. I don't.
And man, when you look at the people that are no longer on the roster, again, Coach, I'm watching Braun Strowman on this USA show where he's killing it. A guy like Elias, a guy we just had Killer Cross on, the people that they missed on, that could have been something in this tournament, but they missed on everyone. And that's where I always get the frustration. Who is held accountable for these misses? Who?
I mean, Vince, it's not like Braun Strowman's new show beat AEW and NXT in the ratings. Oh, wait.
Yeah. And that does not surprise me at all. He's tremendous in this show.
He's finally free. He's finally, I had him on Off the Ropes 2 weeks ago, and he was talking about how excited he was because the future, this is not just going to be a one-season thing for him. This is going to be, and they've got so many different ways of doing it. And I'm, how I do my little jokes. I go, so wait a second. Are you trying to tell me that you're going to get creative? It's not going to be the same thing season. He goes, no, who would watch that? And I said, exactly.
Yeah.
It can't be the same thing every single season. And now that we've been going all these years with week in and week out television, that's kind of what they fall into sometimes.
Yeah.
Is the same thing, because we got to get something on the air. We don't have time to truly vet it. He does. And that's why that show's amazing. So congratulations to him.
Absolutely.
We have a few super stickers, curtain jerkers here. Hi, Stamache. Cocaine is a national treasure. In context, popped so hard when he sniffed the yum-yums during his match. Did you ever think in your career you'd be working with a character named Cocaine?
Well, I love the fact that he's named Cocaine. He's constantly sniffing cocaine off of his forearm. But Violent J does say he knows he's got a problem, Coach.
At least he knows.
He does know he's got a problem. That's a start, Coach.
He's not stopping, but he knows he has a problem. Okay, at least we've gotten there. Right, all right, the next name on the Wheel of Doom, the great one of our favorites here at Coach and Bro. It occurred to me today that John Cena is almost done, and my enthusiasm for WWE as a whole is basically gone. Cena is what made 2025 watchable for me. That's skeptical. Not much else. Long live the Attitude Era. Great one. That was my era. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, Vince, we try to be as positive as we possibly can, talking about the entire business. Unfortunately, a lot of WWE fans feel the exact same way as the Great One.
And here's the question. This is the $1 million question. Once we see Cena's last match, here's the question. Who are they running with? And the answer is They haven't created anybody to run with. That's on them, coach. There's no pity. There's no sympathy. That's on them. That means that they have not done their job properly. We go back to when we were working there, coach, and how many times do you say guys were stacked one after the other? Taker gets hurt, you put Mick Foley in there. Mick Foley gets hurt, you put Hunter in there. Hunter gets hurt, you got Austin. Austin got hurt, stacked, literally 10 deep. Where are we going now? Braun Breaker? I mean, is that where we're going now? Is that we're going to put the responsibility on his shoulders to take the company into the next decade?
I think they've run into the same problem that the UFC has. Oh, wait, they're owned by the same people. Because, Vince, when you get the money first and the pay-per-view model is no longer. So UFC had their last big pay-per-view of the year ever, not of the year, ever this past Saturday night. And there's a bunch of unanimous decisions, and the biggest storyline coming out of it was a fight in the stands, not a fight in the octagon. Yeah. And so when you already have your money, they're getting $7 billion from Paramount Plus. And WWE, we know how much it's collectively over $7 billion for the next 10 years. So when you already have that money, what is the... Because if you're going to build stars, you're going to invest in people and invest in their training and invest in all that costs money. And I think they look at every single dime and say, if I spend a dime here, that's a dime I don't make over here. For every dollar I spend here, it's a dollar I don't make over there. And so without the pay-per-view model, there is no incentive, Vince, to create stars. And as long as they live with this, what do you call it, blinders on, and you're not listening to people like us or the fans, it's already starting to go like this. And I don't know how they don't see it, because instead of coming out and saying, yeah, you know what, the fans could be right, let's address this, this, and this, they're doubling down on the other side. And they're saying, well, it was Vince's mistake. It was this, it was that, instead of saying, maybe we've made a mistake with the pricing and pushing our fan base away. But they're not doing that.
Coach, there is an incentive. And I'll never forget when you started your whole enterprise, and you first called me and we talked about doing a show, and you had a vision of what you were going to do. This is what it came down to. Your name is on this. Pride. Yeah. That's what I have a huge issue with. A huge issue with. Where is your pride? Forget TKO. These are money-hungry, let's just say it, money-hungry hoes who just want to collect the money, reach into your pocket. They don't care if you can't take your kids. They don't care if you can't go because you need money for Christmas presents. They're not human. They're not human. I'm talking about the people where professional wrestling is supposed to be their heart and soul. And yes, I am talking about Triple H as being at the top of their list. You guys cannot end this Cena story looking in the mirror saying, we did a great job with this. We did the absolute best that we could with this. And that's what it's all about, Coach. To me, it always comes down to pride. Your name is on it. This is your legacy. Where is your pride?
It's very easy when you live in the bubble that we all lived in. The bubble makes other things not very real to you a lot of the time. And when you don't have to deal with the problems that the rest of us have to deal with, when your paycheck is gigantic and you're like, yep, we did those deals. I think it's sometimes very, very easy, Vince, for a lot of them to not admit what's going on. And that's what we're saying right now. Pride's a great word. Pride's a great word. As we've been doing this about 13 months now, 14 months. God willing, we're doing it another 20 years. But every time we show up, we like to give people our best. And we like to be honest, because we have pride in having the coach and bro up on that show. I want them to show pride. I want Nick Khan. I want them to stand up in front of a microphone and say, we messed up. Do you know how quickly the fan base would come back if they go, we messed up? Ticket prices coming down, house shows coming back, merch up on the shelves. how long did that take me? 5 seconds? 10 seconds? It'd be amazing.
It would be. Yeah. And you know, I mean, our country, let's just talk about America. Coach, we're very forgiving. We're very forgiving. And I would love to see that, man. I would embrace that where, you know what? We effed up. We thought this and we did this and it was the wrong decision. Now we're going to correct it. But, you know, again, Coach, we're just talking about gigantic egos. We're talking about egos that, you know, real people, blue collar people would not even be able to comprehend.
I really think it comes back to, I really believe this, that they are not in this for the long haul. I don't think they plan on owning this company long term.
I agree.
It just, because of the things they're saying.
I agree.
Because they're like, hey, in a year, this won't be our problem. And we're going to take every dime we could squeeze out of this and then hand it off to somebody else to fix it. Yep. That's what I believe. A lot of super sticker events we got to get to. Let's go to Kalen Jingles. He said, is Triple H jealous that he'll never get a retirement tour and use that as fuel to become the face of the WWE? Kalen, there's a lot of reasons that he is doing this. Ego is certainly one of them. And Vince, we believe that it is job security is the other big one.
And I'm not so sure there's not going to be a retirement tour. I'm just being honest. I'm not so sure. I'm not convinced that he's wrestled for the last time. I'm not convinced of that.
I thought last Monday we were starting his retirement tour. We had 8 minutes. If you didn't know that he was introducing John Cena, you would swear that he's talking about himself.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I'm not writing that off yet, Coach. I'm not.
All right, we've got our second double slot on the Wheel of Doom. Viral Moments News Sport says, my thoughts, please tell me yours. Cena needs to put over someone who can move merch. Under 30, must draw. Only 2 names have this ability. Dom and Joe Hendry. Gunther is a heel and doesn't move merch or ratings. Cena wants out. There's a lot to that. Let's start with the Dom and Joe Hendry. So it has not been confirmed yet, Vince, that Joe Hendry, it was out everywhere. What's today, Monday? Friday, that he had signed a full-time deal with the WWE. Now, he has not confirmed that. So we don't believe dirt sheets here. We just don't. So until he confirms it, I'm not going to believe that is true. But if it is, could we see him wrestle Cena tonight for the Intercontinental title on Monday Night Raw? Is that possible?
It is possible, but I want to point out one thing to Viral Moments. When he says Cena needs to put someone over who can move merch. Guys, Cena put over Austin Theory. Where is Austin Theory? If you guys think whoever wins this tournament is going to be over because Cena puts them over, you're wrong. It's not going to mean anything because what it comes down to is, Coach, what do they do on the other side? That's what it comes down to. So, guys, don't think if somebody beats John Cena in his last match, they're going to be instantly over. Now, maybe the WWE would like to believe that, but, Coach, you and I both know that that's a dream. That is not reality because it matters what you do with them after that. And like I said, where is Austin Theory?
There's been rumors, but he's shooting a lot of social media stuff in cars and stuff. I like Austin Theory. I really, really do. Also, the December 13th, the 2 weeks after that are the 2 slowest weeks of the year for television. It's just fact. From December 15th to January 1st, companies don't work. Nobody's in the office. So when you have 2 or 3 weeks off of TV, what happens? Out of sight, out of mind. The juice that whoever wins this tournament should get won't get because of the time of the year.
And that's a great point, Coach. That is a great point that not even I was thinking about. Absolutely, positively, there is a lull this time, and this is the worst timing they could have to do a tournament like this.
I'm going to say this just because I said it earlier today on the radio, and I want to make sure there's a timestamp. So when they do this tonight, they go, yep, Coach called it again. What I believe they should do is have John Cena come out tonight, start the show, and say, hey, Dirty Dom, I respect your last name. I don't respect you. I respect your father. Ray is there. We saw him give him the knuckles last week. He said, I got all the respect for you in the world. They wrestle tonight for the Intercontinental Championship. Cena drops it to a man that's not going to hurt his legacy, Rey Mysterio. And then Cena can now go into War Games at Survivor Series. Dom takes on his son in a father-son match in San Diego, Vince, their hometown.
Yeah.
If they're not doing that, if you were in the writer's room, to me, I don't care if people know it's coming or not. That gets pops tonight. And can you imagine Petco Park and 40,000 or whatever is going to be in there for those two? You could put them in the main event, to be honest.
And that's a great idea, Coach. But imagine how that would have been if they would have built something like that and not waited till 2
10 times
weeks
better.
out.
10 times better.
Yeah.
You could have had Don working with Cena for the last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah,
You could have
absolutely.
him irritating him, messing with the tour, whatever. But it's almost like they're booking for each individual appearance.
Absolutely.
Cena.
Absolutely.
You agree with
they
that?
are. Absolutely. And they're booking for the Garden tonight. That's what they're booking for. They're in the Garden, and that's what they're booking for.
Did you see what's been advertised for tonight, by the way?
I have not.
All right, so you have Cena is kicking off the show. You have, I had it here.
Can we just say Cena and Hunter are kicking off the show? Can we just say that?
It's so disrespectful. Hunter and Cena are kicking off the show.
Thank you. Yes.
What are we talking about here? Come on. They have the 2 matches for the tournament. They actually advertised, and she's one of my favorites, so I'm not disrespecting. But they're saying that Nikki Bella will be addressing her heel turn on Stephanie Vaquer tonight on Raw. Is that appointment viewing to you?
It would be. It's not appointment viewing to me unless she actually told a good, interesting story of why she turned. If there was something out about, man, I just saw a great angle the other day. I was just watching the Attitude angle. Think about what a great angle this was back in 1999. DX had just broken up. And Hunter goes out there and addresses Billy Gunn that Road Dogg and X-Pac are getting all the DX royalties. They're getting all the money, and Triple H and Billy Gunn are getting nothing. I mean, what a great angle! Again, man, if they can put a great reason as to why a Nikki turn, I'm all for it. But it's going to be a wrestling reason. It's going to be the same old, Coach.
Well, she did on her podcast this week, which a lot of times they will tape at the Sirius Studios in Hollywood. And she talked about the catcalls or the insults that were coming her way last week that she could hear.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, I wonder what that's like for her, because she has come back after a very public divorce, and before that, the whole John Cena situation and being on that reality show. It must be really tough, all kidding aside, to be Nikki Bella right now. And you have to work. You can't be 35 and not working, right? And this is all you know. It's got to be hard, don't you think, for her to put herself on Front Street after all of that?
It absolutely does. And think about this, Coach, what you just described. Was that not the same reason Cena turned heel? She's going to give the same promo that John Cena gave, and everybody was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. God, they just need to come up, give me some meat on the bone, just a little bit of meat on the bone.
I am striving for the day where they pull off something amazing to where we can have the Monday or Thursday show and you're just happy.
Yes.
You're just like, you know what? This is amazing.
Yes.
That would be amazing. All right, our next one, Johnny Karate says Cena gets the IC belt for the sake of being called a Grand Slam champ. In sports, that's called padding the stats. Should it really be a wow moment? I don't have an issue with this one, to be honest with you, Johnny Karate, because every single belt is manufactured. I mean, Vince is a world heavyweight champion, and deservedly so. I'm a world tag team champion, deservedly so. So, padding your stats, I call just being great, like me and Vince were at one point. I mean, we found everything one night, didn't we, Vince?
Yes, but Coach, we also said beforehand, because you had brought this up, and we said before he ever won it, that for the company, for those in creative, for those writing, they believe this is a wow moment. I know casual wrestling fans don't care less. It may be a wow moment for the hardcore wrestling fan, but I know casual wrestling fans don't care about that.
Casual wrestling fans don't even know what the 4 titles are that would be in the Grand Slam
Exactly.
title.
Exactly.
They don't know.
Yeah.
But Tessitore had it ready, though. When he won, he's a Grand Slam. Who would know that?
Yeah, you're
Who
right.
would know that?
Yeah.
But they had it ready. Again, predetermined. We've got another member on the Wheel of Doom, Varsity VA. Love you, Varsity. It should be Drew to face Cena, but Triple H has buried him so much. It's kind of fact. I don't know what's going on. I know he's filming a movie, but damn, Vince, this is my number one guy. He would be my number one guy if I ran the company.
I got to ask you this question again, Coach.
Ask me then.
We keep coming back to this thing. From what I understand, I think they're rebooting Highlander.
Yes.
Which could be a great franchise for Drew, without a shadow of a doubt. A great franchise. Do we have to ask ourselves this question? Is Triple H jealous of that? I mean, let's face it, Blade 3 didn't win too many Academy Awards. Could he be jealous of this? This is a big deal for Drew.
I will not sit here
I apologize.
and allow you to continue to disparage the movie career of Trips. I was lucky enough to be invited. You know that. I was lucky enough to be at the dinner. There was only 10 of us. I was one of those 10 with Vince and Shane and the wives and Trips. It was an amazing night. And I think the people in that theater were the only 300 that actually saw the movie. But I don't want to digress. I digress.
But I mean, am I wrong about that?
No, you're not.
Coach? Because, Coach, can we boom. Can we give a reasonable explanation? Let's give a reasonable. Anybody in the chat, give us a reasonable explanation to why Drew McIntyre has been booked the way he's been booked. Give me a reasonable explanation, please.
I don't think anybody can. And when you look at him, if a person dropped in from Mars and you set them in a classroom and you educated them, said, this is what a WWE, AEW superstar looks like at the highest level, you would bring up a picture of Drew McIntyre. And he'd be like, you can talk, he's in great shape, he's nasty, he can be a great heel, great babyface, all of that. They would never understand this.
Right.
He never wins the big match.
Right.
And I think partly they don't like the fact that he calls people out on social media, which he does and has often. But everything he says, Vince, is spot on.
Right.
Everything he says is spot on.
Right.
I don't know what they're bitching about.
I mean, is there any reason in the world that Roman Reigns, would get the push that he got, but not Drew McIntyre? I just don't know how you would explain that.
I agree. By the way, can I send a shout out? We've got so many names I don't recognize in the chat. You guys have found us. We're almost an hour in, Vince, and we still have so many super stickers to get to because it's just. But this is what happens when a show grows.
Yeah.
So thank you guys very much. We love this, and we love all of you. Yeah. Let's go to Viral Moments again. He says WWE is now on the UFC model. 3-year stars, not making generational talent. Spot on, Viral. Spot freaking on. I don't want to go back to traveling, but I'm telling you right now, if there was ever an opportunity, and you just took one, there's so much opportunity outside of this company right now that if somebody got in the right spot, man, could they really do it right.
Absolutely.
Man, could they do it right. Let's go to Kevin Marie. Hello, Coach and Vince. Would it be possible to get the Outbreak and Barnabas on the show? Huge fan of these guys. Thanks. Do you know who they are?
Oh, my God. Coach, you've not seen the Outbreak?
No.
Oh, Coach. The Outbreak identify as zombies, Coach. They identify as zombies. Coach, an unbelievable gimmick by two young guys that they are so committed to the bit at their age. They blow me away. You would flip if you saw how unbelievable these guys were.
Vince. Do you really believe I haven't done my homework? Do you really believe that I did not know they're in JCW? Did you really believe that I don't have your back 1,000%?
These kids are unbelievable. You know, it's funny because if you guys notice online, they're doing all these indie shows now, and all the veterans want to take pictures with these guys. I just saw their picture online today with the Godwins. The Godwins.
Really?
Absolutely. And I keep seeing these pictures because the gimmick is just so unbelievable that when people see it, you just want to get a photo op with these guys.
All right, so would it make sense to bring them on for an interview? Or
oh God, listen, Barnabas is the talker, and this guy's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, absolutely, Coach. You would get the biggest kick out of it.
Well, we know the head of creative.
Yeah, well,
we can make it happen.
We can make that happen. You would get the biggest kick out of it, Coach.
All right, I can't wait. I want to be. I'm completely invested in JCW.
Yeah.
I'm completely into it. Into it. All right, viral moments. You're really starting to secure your spot on the Wheel of Doom. I don't know how you're not going to win this Thursday. He's up again. Can we admit the Rock no-showing this Cena heel turn and taking 30 minutes, it was 40, to be on the TKO board and a huge effect on the booking of Cena? Rock once, Hunter gone. We've been saying this since the beginning.
Yeah.
I was there. I was in the room many times. Rock and Hunter, I don't care what you see on Unreal, they do not like each other. And it's for what Vince just talked about. The Rock has everything that Triple H wanted to be. Money for these guys is no issue anymore.
Right.
It's about what they get to do. And Vince, Triple H, and again, I was at the dinner. His wife even said, this is the first of many. This is what you want to do. You want this to be your future. And I never want to reign, because there's a lot of things that I wish I would have done that probably I'll never get to do now. But I've had a pretty decent career. And I don't like raining on somebody else's parade. But this is what he wanted. It's fact. It's fact. And I don't think Rock wanted Triple H in his universe.
Yeah.
Anybody that does this outside, Cena, Rock, trying to think of Batista, if you notice, they don't have a lot of wrestling people close to them.
Yeah.
Notice that?
Yeah.
They don't want to mix the two, even though they're both still mainstream now, but they don't want to mix the two.
Yeah. And again, guys, and that's why I always go back to somebody with Triple H's past should not be the head of creative, because it's going to affect your booking and your thinking.
No doubt. Another spot for viral moments. I'm just going to shorten your name. You're becoming our number one. What do we say when they lead the show in most super stickers? We got to come up with a name for that.
Yeah.
We got to be able to brand them something. I'm going to work on that. Viral moment says, can we admit, we just did that one. Okay. Hank Chinaski to Vince. Are you utilizing AI to write for JCW?
Hey, listen, that's interesting, man, because I have fooled around with AI a little bit, not in that aspect. AI is amazing, and I've said it many times, WWE should definitely be utilizing it without a shadow of a doubt.
In what way?
Writing. Okay. Without a shadow of a doubt. They should tap into AI. I would be shocked if they don't.
Okay, very good. Nikki G. Wilson, Wheel of Doom for you. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. Doesn't matter. We love you. Is it possible that TKO aren't giving Triple H the funds to invest and make the show better creatively, like hiring new talent and filming segments away from the arena? I mean, that's possible. It's possible. What do you think, Vince, is the real reason they're not? I can't really think of any big name talent that have been up for signing. The last one was kind of Jade, probably.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there is a big name talent out there to bring over.
Yeah, Nikki, they can make the show better creatively from within. They've got people on the roster that should be at a much higher level than they're at. So they can do that from within.
No doubt. Smartest Mark alive from Down Under.
Yes.
Down Under.
Yes.
I believe he was going to go see Karrion Kross I think Killer Cross has a show in Australia. So I think Smartest Mark, we need you to go. Take a picture, send it. We'll put it right up on the show. Let's go to that one. The last phase before TKO sells is to buy TNA and their giant library to maximize content and value. There's a lot of value, Vince, in a library of a wrestling company, even the size of TNA.
Oh, absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. No question about it. Hey, Coach, somebody said something. I don't know if it was a super sticker or not, but I caught it in the corner of my eye. Somebody said something about congratulations about something with your son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit me with it. What happened?
Well, for people who didn't see the morning show, producer man, could you put the picture up if you still have it loaded up? So yesterday was a really big day for us. My son's a competitive.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah,
wow. Okay. Yeah.
And there's different juniors tours, and on a couple of them, you can caddy for your son. Like Tiger Woods did it with his son.
Wow. Okay.
And so we were trying out different things on whether or not he played better with me as a caddy or by himself. And we went out there and won his first golf tournament yesterday.
My God, that is awesome, Coach.
It was he shot an even par 72, so he shot great. That's really good for a junior player, even par.
Wow.
Could have been under par, could have been in the 60s, but I'm so super proud of him, man. He played amazing. It was a downpour. It was rain. We said mentally we don't complain. We take the conditions with what they are. It bothered everybody else. It did not bother us. And I couldn't be more proud of him, man.
You got his first win. You got a picture?
Yeah. Producer man's probably trying to load it right now. There it is.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. That is freaking awesome, Coach.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
My God.
He's like almost 6'1" now. He's only 15. He's going to be probably 6'3", 6'4".
Now, did it come down to the wire? Was it like one of those?
No, because it's a one-day tournament and you've got groups that are spread out.
Yeah.
So you don't find out until it's over if you've won.
Oh my God!
But Coach, he won by over 5 shots.
You had to get a little verklempt. I mean, come on, Coach.
Well, it's the first one. I mean, the first win. Awesome. The first win. Yeah,
that is great.
And it was the 18 and under grouping.
Yeah.
So, and he's only 15.
Yeah.
So
that's incredible, man. That is great.
There is nothing like I played all the major sports. Like I played college basketball. I always thought I would have a kid that followed. My daughter's big into theater. So was I. Yeah. I thought my son played basketball, baseball. No, he said, "Dad, I want to play golf." And now I think he has the chance to play. I don't want to use the word big time college. Like I don't know if he's going to go to Texas or someplace big, but I think he can play Division I. He's got 3 years.
Yeah.
So there you can improve a lot in 3 years.
And what does that do for his confidence at 15? That's tremendous, Coach. Good for you. Good for him. Congratulations. That's what it's all about, man. That is awesome.
Thank you. I'll let him know. That would mean a lot to him. He loves you and he loves all the guys.
That's great.
All right, next one. We might not even have enough space on the Wheel of Doom this week. Oh my goodness. We set a record last week. We may set a record this week. Holy cow. We may not even be done for the Monday Night Grind. I may miss my Monday Night Football show. But we love all of them. You guys this helps support the product. It really does.
Yeah.
It helps, it's so expensive to run this show. I mean, Vince's salary alone. Fried Rock Reimer. I'm sure I butchered that, and I apologize. A cool full circle moment would be if Cena's final opponent was Chad Gable, a callback to Cena's 2002 debut against Kurt Angle. Also, did WWE fumble not calling a Cena-centric pay-per-view ruthless aggression? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. It would be cool if somehow, because I interviewed Kurt Angle a couple weeks ago on Off the Ropes, and I asked him, I said, is there any chance? He laughed. Like, Coach, I'm in no condition to go out there and work a match. People thought he might be in the tournament. Vince, to win this tournament, you got to win 4 matches. You got to wrestle 4 times.
Yeah.
So they act like they're going to get Stone Cold to go out and
no.
You're not going to wrestle 4 times in 3 weeks.
Yeah, not going to happen. Not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going. Wait a second. Okay, I think I'm okay. Let's go to this one. M. Heaton says conspiracy music. I like it. I found a Mandela effect in wrestling that not many people mention. As a kid, I remember Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. Mandela says Hennig. That's a little confusing, but All good in the hood. Vince, I wanted to make sure, because I am educated on JCW, that apparently at some point the podcast king, the godfather of wrestling podcasts, hung out with the zombies. Producer man, do you have this loaded? Can we throw this up here?
Let me see this.
This is a great picture that was just sent to me, and I promise you he'll have it loaded in the next few minutes.
Yeah.
He will. Okay. So Lonnie Mead says, hope you all got the picture I sent of the t-shirt. Get it on the wheel. These guys are great. Thank you, Lonnie. And as soon as we get that loaded up, we'll get it on the next couple of shows. But thank you for sending in. And sometimes we lose stuff, but we try not to. Volpe Entertainment sent in 2. Last week I lost it. Boston, are you ready? So he wanted to acknowledge it because we missed one of his super stickers last week, so we apologize for that.
Yeah, man, we're sorry.
Yeah,
bro.
we would never do that on purpose.
Yeah.
Viral, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. See, everybody wants to get their pictures taken with him, man.
So, which one is the one you said is the great talker?
Barnabas with the hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's the mouthpiece. Barnabas is the mouthpiece. Yeah.
Wow. Incredible. I think I'm way behind the 8 ball here. If Van Vliet has already done a show with these guys?
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Everybody wants to take their pictures with these, and that's the point. Can I tell you what I'm really worried about as a shoot? As a shoot, I'm worried about it.
Okay,
these guys are so freaking awesome. I know it. The WWE is going to sign them, and they're going to be the next Wyatt Six, and that scares me to death, because whoever is handling them needs to know what they're doing, because they're really, really special.
Maybe you're their manager or agent, and they tell the WWE or AEW, hey, I cannot move forward without Vince. Can you imagine you going back that way?
Oh God, I just hate. I would hate to see anything stop the growth of this group, man. They're unbelievable.
I only hope that it is a In-N-Out burger that they take the picture at, and not a water burger.
Exactly. Yes.
We don't want to follow in those footsteps.
Oh God.
We don't want to follow in those footsteps.
Yeah.
Viral moment. You win. Viral moments. You win. I'm tapping. You win. Coach and Vince, this is the best new wrestling show going. Now the question: rank the top 3 stars in each promotion. WWE. You know what? Viral moments. You've earned that. You have earned us to answer this question with all the super stickers today, and thank you. Our numbers are showing it too, growing like crazy. Let's say, Vince, WWE. It's got to be Cody.
Is he asking in our opinion? Is he asking?
Yes. Now rank. Yes, in our opinion.
Okay. Who are or who should be?
Rank the top 3 stars in each top promotion. I guess we could do both. Well, let's do it quickly. I think where WWE thinks their stars are, it's Cody, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. Would you agree with that?
Now, if Seth Rollins were healthy, where would you put him?
I'd put him ahead of CM Punk, but not Roman Reigns and not Cody.
Okay, I got you.
Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Okay. TNA, to me, TNA is a feeding ground. I think they're in the same predicament you might be in a little bit. You guys are creating so many great stars. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? When you're in a smaller organization, you risk losing the stars that you build.
Yeah, because you're doing the work for the WWE. But you know what? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay if I'm doing their work, if they take those guys and bring them to the next level. I'm totally cool with that, seriously, because they deserve to go to the show. There's no question about that. But it's when they go to the show and then all of a sudden they're in carrying cross territory. That's when I got a problem with it, man.
Oh, you guys are more creative than us, so we're not going to use you at all.
Yes.
But I think for you, it's a great spot to be in at this point of your career, where you can just build, and all of a sudden you're going to get the reputation, which you already have, for being incredibly creative, but also building stars. That could be a great thing for you in all seriousness.
And not only that, I do want to say this, Coach, I got this handed over to me because, I mean, I'm telling you guys, Violent J is a genius. He has created these characters, and he's been doing this for years. That's when I talk about, bro, a guy like this should have been working for the WWE. They should have seen what this guy has been creating for the last 25 years and thinking, you know what? We need some of that because he has created this roster and he's brilliant. They need people like that.
The best thing you can do as a leader, as a head person, and I'm learning this at BTT Studios, is getting people that are as good, if not better than you.
Absolutely.
And being okay with it. Okay with it.
Absolutely.
I'm straight up middle age at this point. I'm not 25 anymore. I don't need all the flowers. I need the success.
Right.
I need the enjoyment of doing this twice a week.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
Doing coaching company 5. I need that enjoyment. That's how I get out of bed in the morning.
Yep.
But I'm not going to work with somebody that's not as good as me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there is Mikey P, but L and Double D. Yeah. Well, I digress. Quickly, AEW top 3 talent. I would say, golly, I think Kyle Fletcher is the next big thing for them. Hangman Adam Page and wow. Is it still Moxley? Is it still him?
How do you not throw Tony Storm in there?
Oh my God, my bad. I was thinking men, and that's my apologies. Tony Storm's above all of them.
Absolutely, yeah.
She had one of the greatest lines ever. Did you see the line she had in her pre-tape the other day?
I did not know.
So she has a tag team partner. I can't remember the name of. Somebody in the chat help me out. They got this big tag team tournament. So in the blood and guts match, she had to tap out to save her tag team partner. So then they went back and they were in the trainer's room and they were shooting, and she turned towards the camera, and excuse my language, if there's any kids watching, I apologize, but they should be in school. She looked and she goes, "The 2 things we do great here are sex and violence. Either way, you're fiend." Oh my God. I was like, what a line. You're F. Either way, you're F. She's amazing. She's absolutely freaking amazing. All right, a couple more, then I got to get out of here. We got Monday Night Football. The great one says, is it fair to say that if The Rock doesn't show up at all for Cena's final days, that Dwayne is just done with WWE? I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Vince, we've seen him 1 time or 2 times in all of 2025. Twice.
What do you think the chances are of seeing Rock the last night with Cena? Just being there. What do you think the chances are?
30 yes, 70 no.
Interesting.
Maybe less than that.
Yeah.
I mean, I love The Rock. It's got to be, and he's kind of like Austin, that he'll stand up for what he believes is right because he has FU money and doesn't have to do anything he doesn't want to do.
Right.
I want to know what happened this year. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do, because I think everybody's going to look back when they're old and gray in 20 years and be like, man, we let our egos get in the way of that one.
Yeah.
And that was not fair to him.
I agree. Yep.
I think that's what they're going to say.
Yeah.
Smartest Mark says, kudos to Penelope Ford. She has been on TV in a shoulder sling for weeks. Meanwhile, Bianca is at home with a broken nail for 6 months. We talk about it all the time, don't we?
Oh my God, she has been out for a long time. I don't know how you could afford to have a star like that on your sidelines for so long.
Diversity, star power, main eventing WrestleMania, but she's sitting at home.
Oh God.
If she can twirl her hair, get her on the damn show.
Yes.
I don't even need her to twirl her hair. Just get her on the damn show. Her and Liv, 6 months at least.
Yeah.
At least.
I don't get it.
Hitesh, I believe Rock negotiated with Tony Khan to get Edge, and he will show up at MSG tonight, win this tournament, and face Cena in Washington. Oh, my God. If that happened, that would turn the business upside down on its head. If that happened. I believe it's impossible for that to happen.
Why do you say that?
I just don't think, even if it's Rock and he runs You know how he says, I got a little bit of say. You know, he likes to say, I just don't think WWE is kind of like Dana White and UFC. He's been approached with a million different things of let one of your guys fight somebody outside of the UFC. He won't do it.
Yeah.
He will not do it. Even if it means they all make a ton of money. The closest thing he did was Conor McGregor boxing Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
But that's as close. It wouldn't be like John Jones and Francis Ngannou. He won't do that. I just don't think that Nick Khan and Triple H would do that.
But I thought Edge's contract was up with AEW.
No, his is not. Jericho's is.
Okay, Edge's is not.
Yes. So
Okay.
Edge would have to be let out. Edge already did a podcast interview 2 weeks ago and said that he would not be doing this.
Yeah.
He already said no. Now, wrestlers lie or they say stuff because they can't say anything, but I don't think Edge is kind of the only guy, Vince, out there that had a big run with Cena that hasn't had a match with him, sort of. So that's why I think everybody wants Edge. It's not going to happen.
You know, it's real interesting, though, unless because, you know, like I said, I heard early on that Cena was very, very much involved in, you know, everything that he's been doing. It would be interesting where if Cena requested it, man, if I'm Tony Khan and I'll give you Edge one night and you give me 3 underutilized talents, I'd make that deal.
I would do the deal simply because at the end of the day, what people need to realize is that we are going to live and we are going to die. And everything that happens in between is not life or death.
Right.
And so when I hear people go, it's not possible, Vince, that's bullshit. Anything is possible.
Right.
We said that Vince would never do business with Eric Bischoff. Guess what? He did.
Yeah.
Because that was the right thing to do. If Vince was here, I think Vince could make anything happen. And I think Vince is open-minded enough to say, this is one of my guys who took me from being a multimillionaire to a billionaire, and I'll do right by him, even if that means working with somebody from a different company.
Agreed.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
We may have broken a record today, Vince.
I know. We keep going, and I'm like, this has to be the most, super stickers we've gotten
ever, and from one person. Viral Moments has another spot. You may have like 6 spots on the Wheel of Doom. It was great meeting Vince in Golden, Colorado, inside a horse arena. Interesting. Vince, if you need more distribution for the JCW, let's talk. Coach, thank you for creating the show. I personally do reality. Really?
Yeah, let me know. Email me, officialvincerusso@gmail.com.
Yeah. Wow, interesting. Okay. Hey, we'll do a reality show, But thank you for the kind words, regardless of whether or not we do business. We need people like you. That's how a show like this grows. Absolutely. And then eventually we have goals. We want to be, 5 days a week on a network somewhere. They need it. They need shows like ours. I knew it. I talked too long and one more came in. This is the last one. If any more comes in, we'll do it on Thursday. I don't want to get scolded like I did last week because I apologize. Vince, what's your routine to get in the mood to write? Thanks.
Well, a lot of times you're not going to be in the mood to write. You have to write. So you have to force yourself to write even when it's not there. Maybe you do it for a shorter period of time, but you constantly have to force yourself to write.
And it's hard. It's hard to get in a creative mood.
Yeah.
It really is. Sometimes you take like 3 gummies. That'll do it for you.
Definitely.
That'll help, especially in Colorado or California.
And those creative moods, I mean, they seem to come at like 3 a.m. too. Like they come at off times, man. They really come at off times.
And you're starving. I don't get that part.
Yeah.
But I usually eat while I got to tell you, you're probably a lot like me with all the shows I have going on. My mind, it's hard for me to sleep. I have a hard time sleeping.
Absolutely. Me too. Yeah.
I want so badly to make all this stuff great, to make the connections. You know me, I'm always trying to help, but also to make it great for the fans because it's supposed to be fun.
But Coach, seriously, I don't know if you've done it or not, but it's not a joke because I am in Colorado. Those gummies will make you sleep like a baby.
Well, the ones we have out here in California do not. Not that I take any. I'm just saying sleep gummies. Sleep gummies are different than regular gummies.
Yeah, I always listen. I always say I want to go to sleep. I don't want to get high. I'm not 18 years old. I want to go to sleep. So those are the ones I get, and they work.
Wait, you're talking about sleep gummies, and we're talking about two different sets of gummies here.
I'm talking about just what is I never get the letters right.
Sleep.
THC, THC, ABC. What I don't know the letters.
THC.
Yes. That's what I want.
THC.
THC. That's what I want. Give me the THC.
You send me the good stuff. Then I'll send you the boring stuff.
Okay.
I'll take the good stuff.
That's a deal. That's a deal, Coach. That's a deal.
All right, real quick before we get out of here. Tell us where we can see the next episode of JCW.
Could we give at Bobby Cushington an honorable mention? If you need to go to sleep, just watch Raw. Okay. Anyway. Thank you, Bobby. That was a freebie, Bobby.
That was a freebie.
Yes, guys. Thursday night, man. Thursday night. Go to JCW Lunacy Thursday night at 7:00 Eastern. Brand new show, and bro, this week the you know what starts to hit the fan. So just go to YouTube, look up JCW Lunacy, and it's going to start this week.
Wait a second. Are you working with producer man behind the scenes? Look how good that graphic is.
Yeah, and I love it.
Did I approve that graphic?
I hope so.
I'm going to have a conversation with them after the show. Making great graphics like that. Vince, great show today. We'll be back Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern on Stadium. We saw the numbers for August, September. It's amazing. It was just growing on every platform. Awesome. We love this stuff so much. So enjoy the next couple of days. I will be in contact with you. For everybody watching at home, in 45 minutes, we have the Monday Night Grind on our Coaching Company YouTube page. And, of course, tomorrow morning we'll be back with Coaching Company at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. In the meantime, for my guy, Vince Russo from russosbrand.com, for Producer Man, for Double D, for Mikey P, I am the coach. We'll see you next time. There's only one Coach and Bro Show. Take care.